It was a night colder than most. The kind that sliced through layers and seeped into the bones. Cars zipped past, their headlights splashing gold onto wet pavement, indifferent to the lone figure shivering at the edge of the empty bus stop bench. No one noticed her, not the drivers, not the occasional passerby. No one, except him. Daniel Reed was on his way home after another 14-hour day, his black luxury car cutting through the icy silence of the city. CEO of a multi-million-dollar healthcare company, Daniel was used to seeing the world through tinted windows, his life carefully managed and contained. But tonight, as he waited at a red light, his eyes caught on something that pierced through his armor of apathy. A young woman sat hunched beneath the weak glow of a flickering street lamp, hugging her elbows, trying desperately to stop herself from shaking. Her white nurse's uniform was thin, clearly not designed for the brutal cold of that night. Daniel's fingers hovered above the steering wheel. He could just drive on. Pretend he hadn't seen her. That's what the world always did. But something stopped him. He pulled over. The woman looked up with startled eyes as he stepped out of the car. "Hey," Daniel said, trying not to sound intimidating. "You okay?" She hesitated. Her lips were blue, her face pale. "Just waiting for the bus," she replied quietly. "Missed the last one. I'll be fine." Daniel glanced at the schedule posted nearby. "No more buses tonight. Not for hours." "You're coming with me," he said simply. The woman blinked. "What? I'm not letting you freeze out here. Come on. My car's warm. I'll drop you wherever you need to go." She hesitated. "I don't know you." "That's fair. I'm Daniel. I run a healthcare company. I swear I'm not some creep." "You're a nurse, right?" I can't walk away knowing you're out here." Her pride battled with her exhaustion. But in the end, the cold won. She nodded slowly. In the warmth of the car, she visibly relaxed. Her name was Lily. 27. Worked double shifts at the city hospital. Took care of her younger brother, who was recovering from an accident. Their parents had passed away years ago, and she was all he had. She didn't complain once. Just explained things like they were facts, normal parts of life. Daniel found himself listening more intently than he had in years. He didn't drop her home that night. He took her to a 24-hour diner first, made sure she ate something warm. He learned she hadn't had a proper meal in 2 days because rent and medication had eaten through her paycheck. He offered to help. She refused. "I don't need charity," she said firmly. "It's not charity," Daniel replied. "It's kindness." She smiled at that, tired, but genuine. Over the next few weeks, they kept meeting. Not by chance. Daniel would wait outside the hospital in the evenings, claiming he was just in the neighborhood. He'd bring coffee. Sometimes dinner. Sometimes nothing at all. Just himself. Lily started opening up. Slowly. Carefully. She wasn't used to anyone looking at her like she mattered. Daniel, on the other hand, found himself changing in ways he didn't expect. He had built empires, attended black-tie galas, owned penthouses in cities most people couldn't even dream of. But nothing had ever made him feel the way Lily's quiet resilience did. She wasn't flashy. She didn't need saving. But she reminded him of something he had forgotten, how to feel. Then one day, Lily didn't show up for their usual coffee meet. He waited. Called. No answer. Worried, he drove straight to her place. Her brother opened the door, panic in his eyes. "She collapsed this morning," he said. Hospital said stress and exhaustion. They kept her overnight. Daniel drove faster than he ever had before. At the hospital, Lily looked so small in the bed. Pale. Hooked up to machines. He sat beside her, took her hand gently. "You're not going back to that routine," he whispered. "You're not killing yourself like this." She stirred. I don't have a choice, she murmured. I have bills. Responsibilities. People depending on me. Daniel shook his head. From now on, I'll be the one depending on you. I need you, Lily. Not as a nurse. As you. She blinked up at him. Come home with me, he said. Not just tonight. Always. Let me carry some of that weight. Tears slipped down her cheek. Why me? Because you reminded me what a real hero looks like, he replied. Because you didn't just survive, you gave, even when you had nothing left. And because I love you. There was silence, except for the steady beep of the monitor. Then Lily whispered, okay. It didn't happen overnight. She didn't move into his mansion the next day. She went home. Took her time. But he never stopped showing up. Never stopped reminding her that she wasn't alone anymore. A year later, they opened a clinic together. Not a corporate venture, but a free, walk-in center for people like Lily used to be. Struggling workers. Young caretakers. Single parents. Nurses. People whose stories were buried under bills and exhaustion. Daniel funded it. Lily ran it. Together, they changed more lives than they ever imagined. And every time someone asked how it all began, Daniel would smile and say, it started the night I told her, you're coming with me. Because sometimes, one act of kindness doesn't just save a life. It rewrites two.